Brilliance Audio presents Hunt the Lion by Chad Zunker, performed by Noah Berman. Sam quickly located his designated target. An 8-foot circular opening sat directly in the middle of the top-level garden, completely surrounded by a 4-foot-high stone wall. Peeking over the stone wall, he stared down through thick metal safety netting deep inside the townhouse, finding exactly what the architectural plans and surveillance photos had suggested. An 8-foot-wide glass cylinder had been constructed in the very center of the home, stretching from the first floor all the way up to the top of the residential tower. Sam took in the massive 100-foot-long green ivy hanging in the center of the glass cylinder, interwoven with tens of thousands of colorful flowers. Apparently fascinated with rainforests, Zolotov had decided to build his own version that he could view on every floor of his home. Although Sam knew bright lights usually lit the glass cylinder during the daylight hours, showcasing its staggering beauty, the tube was currently dark. This was critical if he was to proceed to the next bold step in the operation. A step that was maybe even more dangerous than his climbing 100 feet straight up the outside of the building. "You're 2 minutes behind," Roger mentioned in his ear. "Then how about we trade spots?" Sam countered. "Just pick up the pace some, okay?" Wearing a black jacket with numerous pockets holding all his special ops gear, Sam unzipped a pocket on the left side and pulled out a pair of heavy-duty industrial metal cutters. He then carefully snipped away at the metal netting that protected anyone from falling inside the glass cylinder. When he'd cut out a square big enough to slip through, he set the heavy netting over to the side. From a larger jacket pocket, he located a small black metal box with a thick metal carabiner sticking out of one end. The carabiner was attached to a thin steel wire coiled inside the box, the strongest wire on the planet, he'd been told. The high-tech wire would definitely hold his 6-foot, 175-pound frame. He'd done this drill with this very same equipment more than 100 times already back in D.C. Still, that was just a drill. This was live, with men with assault rifles nearby. Pulling up on his jacket, Sam used straps to secure the black box to a vest that was tight to his body. Grabbing the carabiner from the metal box, he pulled out the coiled wire, wrapped the carabiner 5 times around one of the thick steel beams that held the hanging plant feature in place, then clipped the carabiner and the wire securely to the beam. He tugged twice and felt safe. He was set and ready. Another deep breath filled with nerves. Climbing up over the stone wall, he sat on the edge, dropped his legs through the 8-foot opening. He gripped one of the steel beams with both gloved hands and slowly lowered himself down inside the cylinder. Steadying himself, Sam let go of the steel beam and began floating in the air. When he made sure he had no sway, he reached down to his vest and pressed a button on the side of the fancy box. The wire began to uncoil slowly and smoothly lowered him deeper into the cylinder. Hanging beside the flowered ivy, he was careful not to bump it or the curved glass wall on the opposite side. When he'd lowered himself to the 6th floor, Sam paused, suddenly feeling exposed and uneasy. It was dark both inside the glass cylinder and inside the interior of the townhouse. One flick of the lights in a hallway, and he'd be caught hanging there like a human piñata, waiting to be clobbered. The same thought kept flashing through his mind. What the hell am I doing here? Taking a moment to peer through the glass, he could make out a few nightlights on in the hallway that circled the tube, but very little else. According to the floor plan, the 6th level was Zolotov's master bedroom suite. Nearly 2,000 square feet with a bedroom, a changing room, a reading room, an exercise room, a meditation room, and a spa-like bathroom. Zolotov's wife, his third in 6 years, had a closet that was bigger than Sam's entire apartment.